Hello, dear students of Thebes School, Secondary 2. Uh, Still we are in Unit 9, B. We have the grammar. This is the last session in this unit. The grammar related to this session is called the causative have. Causative have. Actually, causative have is something related to the passive. It's not the same. There is a difference, of course. The causative have, we have two types of the causative have. I want to just chat with you about it before seeing the slides. First, what is the difference between I wash my car and I have my car washed? I wash my car, I have my car washed. Actually, I think some of you could have told the difference between both. I wash my car, I have my car washed. I wash my car by myself, I do it. But when I say I have my car washed, someone washes it to me. So I have my car washed. It's present simple. I have, not have washed. I have. I have my car washed. Means someone washes my car, I don't wash it by myself. So we say, for example, actually when I say I wash my car means I wash it by myself, but it also could mean that someone washes it, I say I wash my car. But here, to tell the difference, we will consider it as I wash my car, I do it by myself, but I have my car washed, someone washes it to me. This is a pattern. I have my car washed. You can say, for example, every month I have my hair cut. Every week I have my room cleaned. You can say by the servants, it's okay. So every year we have our house redecorated. For example, every summer we have the air conditioner serves it. Every year, car has his car serves it. Okay, so here it's the same. I have my hair cut. I have my room cleaned. We have our house redecorated. He of course has. He has his room cleaned every week. Means the servant cleans it. She has, for example, her hair dyed every 3 months, and so on. This is causative have. It's not passive, because the passive we say, my car is washed, but here we have I. We begin with the person. It must be a human noun or pronoun. Like, for example, the person who received the help. I have my room cleaned. The students have their class cleaned. My uncle has his house redecorated, and so on. Actually, this is a passive have. Here, if it is in the past, yesterday I had my hair cut. Last week we had our room painted. So had. So the criteria is that verb have takes the tense. Tomorrow I will have my room cleaned. I'm going to have my room cleaned. Now, Dad is having his car fixed. Okay, I have had my room cleaned. I must have my room cleaned. This is a pattern. We call this passive causative have. I think it's easy now. Yesterday, I had my room cleaned. Tomorrow, I will have my room cleaned. Now, I'm having my room cleaned. When he arrived, I was having my room cleaned. I will have my room cleaned, and so on. I may have my room cleaned today. We call this passive causative have, because there's something else called active causative have. When the subject or the doer of the action is stated, like, for example, when we say I have a mechanic fix my car. Look here, I have a mechanic fix. Here we get the subject, a mechanic. In that case, we have a verb stem, fix. I have a mechanic fix my car. Yesterday, I had a mechanic fix. The past is in had. I had a mechanic fix. Tomorrow, I will have a mechanic fix my car. Now, I'm having a mechanic fix my car. We can also say get, but with the use of get in the active causative have, like I have a mechanic fix my car, we say I get a mechanic to fix my car. Here we must have to. Yesterday I got a painter to paint my room. Yesterday I had a painter paint. I had a painter paint. I got a painter to paint. But in the passive causative have that we stated first, like I have my room cleaned, we can say I get my room cleaned. The same, no difference. Tomorrow I will get my room cleaned. Cleaned, past participle. Because the doer is not mentioned. We call it passive causative have. Now I'm having my room cleaned. Now I'm getting my room cleaned. Now I'm having a servant clean my room. Now I'm getting a servant to clean my room. Again, there are two types of the causative have. First, the passive causative have, in which the doer is not mentioned, like I have my room cleaned, or I get my room cleaned. But in the active causative have, the doer is mentioned, like I got a servant to clean my room, but I had a servant clean my room. Now let's look at the slides. Slide number 2. Definition of causative, a linguistic form that indicates that the subject causes an act to be done or performed or a condition to come. Never mind about this. In other words, when I have something done for me, I cause it to happen. In other words, I do not actually do anything, but ask someone else to do it for me. The causative verb is used as an alternative to the passive voice. Active causative have, now we are in slide number 4. Active causative have is the causative have in which the doer is mentioned. Like, if we want to persuade someone to do something, we can use the form have. Object, ber infinitive. Ber infinitive means verb stem without to. I had a gardener prune the trees. I had a gardener cut, prune the trees. So here, this is active. We had a gardener. Then we must have infinitive, prune, without to. But when we say get, I got the children to tidy the room. I had, for example, I had a barber cut my hair, but I got a barber to cut my hair. Now slide number 5. Here we have the passive causative have. I had my room cleaned and so on. We can use passive causative get or have. I had my room cleaned and I got my room cleaned. The same in the passive. But in the active, I had a gardener prune the garden, or I got a gardener to prune the garden. We can use the passive causative get or have plus object plus past participle to say that someone else did something job. Dad is having his car fixed. He's having his car fixed, or he is getting his car fixed. The same. I have my room cleaned, or I got my room cleaned. Every week I will have my hair cut tomorrow. Now in number 6, here we have some exercise, and by the way, we can have the causative have in the interrogative or in the negative forms. For example, do you have your room cleaned? Did you have your room cleaned yesterday? Will you have your room cleaned tomorrow? Are you having your room cleaned now? Are you having a gardener prune Or are you getting a park, a gardener to prune the garden? Have you had your room cleaned yet? And so on. Here we have the exercises in the next slides, 6 and 7, and we have the answers in 8 and 9. I wish you do the exercises, and I think you could do it very easily. Thank you very much.